of what it is to be an introvert. Being an introvert doesn't mean that, you're a pushover. It's far from that. If anything, you know, I can say for myself, because I've lived on the opposite spectrum at times, how I am now was completely different than who I was before. As far as, me just being so, what I'm saying, around a lot. You learn things when you're younger that sometimes it's not beneficial to be around certain people in certain environments. And, when you're young, and when you're in a more codependent phase where you really depend on the people around you or whatever, for survival, you find yourself, behaving and doing certain things because you can't bite the hand that's feeding you. You're in the point where you are in lack and you need, so you can't really speak on things the way that you would like to, because let's just use some wisdom. Do you want to go without? At times, can you survive without? Sometimes you have to make pip decisions in certain said situations. This is why we're talking about, having some form of, as soon as you can, to become independent, if you can, to become as, financially independent as much as you can, or as stable as much as you can, so that you can keep your circle small. And if you, hold on, y'all, let me get an onion. And if you do have to exist in a situation for, temporarily, then, you keep your energy, you stay to yourself. You just kind of stay to yourself and you start planning, and you start becoming more disciplined. If you're in a toxic environment, then you would need to do as much as you can to put some distance. If it means if you have to go far away to get your peace or whatever, you got to be somewhere in nature. Nature is the best way, the fastest way to refuel and energy, then you go ahead by all means and do so that way you can get your peace. Or if you have to start, and I can even say this is what I see, on people around me in my past, what they've done. Sometimes they may take though, in your immediate surroundings. Maybe you choose to go to a church that you feel, the presence of God in. And when I'm saying that, like when you go into these churches, go in with common sense. See that these people are human beings, and that they're not to be put on a pedestal, because the minute you put somebody on a pedestal, you set your own self up for defeat by putting too much power into their hands. So go on with that, but you can also begin the process of changing your life, getting around people who are at least vibrating on a higher level, that you want to insert yourself in a place in which they carry a high degree of morals, not judgments and all of that, where they're critical and judgmental of everybody or nothing like that, but people who are nurturing and who can understand your background and your walk of life. I would say that they could be the modern day shaman, in traditional religion. So if you have to start there, or if you have to even go online, and even being online, you got to be smart about certain things, test the spirits, and take a very long time to get to know and watch, people for a long time, and you may pick up some certain pieces of content as help and information from there. Again, don't put people on pedestals, know that they are human and treat it as such. But you do what you can in the time that you are breaking through those moments, especially if you have a certain personality temperament. It seems to be those who seem to soar to the top and seem to do the best are the ones that are protective of their energy. The energy. Energy! So yeah, I find it's important to do whatever you can to protect your peace of mind. And I'm going to say this as well, as far as when it comes to romantic relationships. People also may perceive that, the person that states they self, they may appear to be introvert, but that don't let that fool you at all, because Sometimes people who speak less, who, reserve their energy, they actually see and know a lot. They just may not, they gauge who can maybe take their truth and who cannot take their truth. You see, and you learn to pick and choose your battles. Honestly, you have to be very careful about who you are with romantically, because you know what I'm saying. Like, I would say, at least of the minds of the introverts that I've met, they're very deep thinkers. You have to be able to be with somebody who is open-minded and that can get those depths of you, that can really get where you're coming from without you having to have a lot of conversation. Sometimes it's nice to be around people who are introspective people, observative people who observe things very well. And it can be used as a superpower. It could be used as a manipulation tool, But it sure as hell saves you from unnecessary, situations as well. That's what I'll say about that. So, I know for me personally, there's a part of me that I work on a great deal, because I can get, I have to be careful. I have to learn to be careful about how I use my words, Because I've had people that over the years, I have gotten mad and said some things, and I done said some truthful things, and I had no idea how how much it hurt to the core. You see what I'm saying? To the people I unleashed that time on. You see what I'm saying? And it's sometimes you can leave people wounded for years or whatever, and not even realize that you have done that. You see what I'm saying? So I've learned over time that you have to be careful about, how if you're going to go ahead and act out on that dark side, that you do it where you don't make it such a point to where it's detrimental. Know when and how to use that tongue and all that. But mostly, a lot of people who are introverts, it's one of those situations. Sometimes the power be in the tongue, and the tongue could be extremely lethal, and you have to guard against that. And so that's what I've learned over the years. And it's not everybody can, and at times, not everybody's strong as you, and everybody can handle, certain truths, and especially in the matrix that we live in, people are so comfortable where they at, and it's like, well, if you can navigate, time, ticking time bombs or whatever, why would you go on, uneducated, unwise, acting a fool, and then blew your whole self up, That's just how I look at it. There's a time and place for everything. And on top of that, sometimes you don't even want to lower yourself. You see somebody does not have any good sense, you don't lower yourself to engage with the fool. You leave the fool right where they is, right where they is. And remove yourself, remove them if you forcibly have to, call righteous judgment, as some would say in the spiritual community. And that's that. Move forward, move on, Hold on, y'all. I'm grabbing the cigar. Put them on the table. But you just gotta move forward, move on. People will be liking to do this back and forth. And even now, people are so unstable mentally and all of that. Try to, people go run to get weapons and all that stuff. And it's so stupid. Because it's a lack of just having a basic conversation. And, people not knowing how to nurture themselves. People not knowing how to self-soothe. That's a huge lack that I see these days, where they need to have other people self-soothe. And some of y'all, people who are extremely powerful and strong with that kind of, with strong impact and influence, they know how to self-soothe. They reserve a lot of their energy and protect their energy a lot more when they're able to self-soothe, be able to be by themselves, and that you are able to sit and contemplate and reflect on situations. Don't get stuck in contemplation, though. Don't get stuck thinking about something. But you have to stop and evaluate, whatever situation you're in first. Get your emotions in control. Find you some balance by using, some form of spiritual practice to balance you, ground you out, and then respond. Don't just be knee jerking on everything, knee jerk reaction this or whatever, because that knee jerk reaction can cause you to be in an explosive situation. So I would say this though, being an introvert comes with a lot of, perks, because at the end of the day, it's about being able to retain your authenticity. And sometimes you can't hear your voice from the voice of everybody around you if you are constantly needing everybody to feed into you. Because some people you don't want to feed into, because all they have is nasty, all they have is garbage and unhealed stuff and whatever, and fears, and they want, and they will unknowingly at times pass it on to you. And some do. A lot of them do like to sow, negatively sow seeds of negativity and toxicity into you, and that's what you have to guard against. That type of those different seeds of contention, and anybody who's willing to sow some fear. How are you? Well, such and such, and then puts this whole focus on what somebody else is doing at all times. Those are not empowering messages. You want to focus on, things that's going to empower you at the end of the day, to stay focused on your mission, to help you in your healing journey, healing yourself. And in the world that we live in, things around us is so crazy, don't even make no sense. People are so mentally ill and so far gone. You would best benefit to stay to yourself and protect your energy at the time being, and allow those, put your message out there, shed your light, but allow other people to, and when they're ready to receive your seed of light, they'll do it when they're ready. But they have to do the work. You cannot be giving overflowing energy to folks who, ain't there with you right now. You see what I'm saying? When and if they're ready, they'll do the work, And so anybody that tries to say, oh, they try to stereotype you in some kind of way, any kind of way or whatever, fuck them. Because if they, really understood the whole game, it wouldn't be questioning you about how it is you do. They're not going to be committed to misunderstanding you, which you are. It'll be quite evident, because a real one know another real one at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. All right, y'all. Look, this is my baked potato. So can I turn my camera around? Let me try. I can't see the turn around button. Yeah, look at that right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And y'all know this is I love doing me some fried potatoes. Pretty sure if y'all seen some other videos, if you follow me on TikTok, y'all see that I be doing my little fried potatoes. I'm about to do my hash and all of that. Let me do my my eggs and go from there. But yeah, when it comes to the whole introversion thing, a lot of us too, if we see something stupid, most of the time what we gonna do, we gonna just cut off and disengage. We won't deal with you no more, okay? The only thing that gets me these days is you try not to get the message. I gotta make it quite obvious. So we gotta, I gotta put you on blast. I'm like, oh my God, because I know how I do. I know my mouth. If I let myself go, we ain't trying to do that. Not to that degree. Okay, we ain't trying to set off no major bombs, blow everything up. And it's not to say that you just blow all, blow up everything, but I'm saying some things, sometimes if somebody is quiet or they choose to say little, they don't want to blow you up in truth. They don't want to blow up, put you in blow up truth bombs. They're trying to spare you. But yeah, that's what I got for y'all today. And that's part 2 of what it is to be an introvert.